Part 1. Before you speak, people decide. Before you explain, they judge. Before you finish your first sentence, your voice has already told them everything, not your words. Men obsess over confidence, status, money, looks, but they ignore the most primitive signal of authority the human brain responds to: sound. A calm, grounded, deep voice doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't rush. It doesn't fight for space. It assumes space, and the world responds accordingly. If you've ever noticed that some men are listened to instantly, even when they say very little, this is why. Today, we're breaking down why men with calm, deep voices command respect automatically, what's really happening psychologically when you speak, and how authority is communicated before logic ever enters the room. If this channel helps you build calm power, inner discipline, and masculine presence, subscribe now. You don't find this knowledge by accident. Let's begin. Respect is not granted intellectually, it's granted biologically. Long before civilization, language, or culture, humans learned to survive by interpreting sound. A steady, low-frequency voice meant one thing: stability. No panic, no threat, no weakness. In contrast, higher, rushed, unstable vocal tones signaled uncertainty, fear, or submission. This wiring never disappeared, it evolved. Today, when you speak, the listener's nervous system still asks the same ancient question: is this man stable or reactive? A calm, deep voice answers that question immediately. It says, I am not threatened, I am not trying to impress, I am not seeking approval. That alone creates authority. Notice something important. The men who command respect do not sound emotional, even when they feel emotion. Their voice stays grounded because authority is not volume, it is control. Most men lose respect because their voice betrays inner chaos. They speak too fast, they over-explain, they raise their pitch at the end of sentences, subconsciously asking permission. Every one of these habits communicates the same message: I need you to accept me. And the world punishes neediness instantly. A calm, deep voice communicates the opposite: I am fine either way. That is power. Now let's address a dangerous misunderstanding. A deep voice alone does not create respect. Plenty of men have naturally deep voices and still get ignored. What matters is calm depth, not forced depth. When a man tries to sound deep, it feels artificial. The body knows. The listener knows. True vocal authority comes from internal regulation. A regulated man speaks from stillness. His breath is slow, his body is relaxed, his words arrive on time, not early, not late. This is why calm men feel heavy, not physically, psychologically. Every word lands. Compare that to the man who rushes, who fills silence, who laughs nervously, who talks to avoid discomfort. He may be intelligent, he may be kind, but he will not be respected, because respect requires trust, and trust requires emotional stability. Your voice is the proof. In leadership environments, meetings, negotiations, social hierarchies, the calmest voice often becomes the reference point. Others adjust to it. Faster speakers slow down, louder speakers soften, nervous speakers defer. Not consciously, instinctively, because humans synchronize to perceived stability. This is why arguments are won by the man who speaks last, calmly. This is why yelling feels powerful, but fails long-term. Noise creates compliance. Calm creates allegiance. Now let's bring this closer to home. If people interrupt you, talk over you, or dismiss your points, it is rarely because your ideas lack value. It's because your delivery signals uncertainty. When your voice rises at the end of sentences, you sound unsure. When you speak too fast, you sound anxious. When your tone fluctuates emotionally, you sound reactive. And reaction is the opposite of authority. Authority is response. A calm, deep voice signals that you choose when to engage, you choose when to speak, you choose when to stop. This makes people listen because silence from a grounded man feels intentional. Silence from a nervous man feels awkward. The difference is internal state. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most men try to fix their voice by changing technique, posture, breathing drills, pitch exercises. These help, but only after identity changes. Your voice cannot be calm if your mind is frantic. It cannot be deep if your emotions are unstable. It cannot command respect if you are afraid of how you're perceived. Your voice is not the cause, it's the reflection. Stoic men understood this deeply. They trained composure first, speech second. They valued restraint, measured words, intentional pauses. Not because silence was stylish, but because silence demonstrated mastery. A man who controls himself does not need to convince others. His voice carries that truth. So if you want respect, stop asking, how do I sound more confident? Ask instead, why am I rushing to be accepted? Fix that and your voice will follow. In part 2, we'll break down how to build this calm vocal authority deliberately, what habits destroy it instantly, and how to speak in a way that makes people lean in instead of tune out. Stay with me. Part 2, calm authority is built, not performed. This is where most men fail. They try to act calm instead of becoming regulated. You cannot fake nervous system control. Your voice will expose you every time. So we start at the root. A man with a calm, deep voice lives at a slower internal pace. Not lazy, not passive, deliberate. He is not racing to respond. He does not fear silence. He allows space after words. That pause alone separates leaders from followers. Silence signals certainty. When you speak and immediately fill the gap, you communicate doubt. When you speak and stop, you communicate finality. This is why men with authority often feel intimidating, not because they're aggressive, but because they are unhurried. They are not seeking validation in real time. Now let's talk about habits that destroy vocal authority instantly. First, verbal clutter. You know. These phrases soften impact and signal mental disorganization. Every filler word is a small leak of authority. Cut them ruthlessly. Second, emotional modulation. When your tone rises and falls dramatically, you sound reactive. Authority requires tonal restraint, not monotony. Restraint. Your emotional life does not need to be narrated through your voice. Third, over-explaining. The moment you justify excessively, you downgrade your position. Strong men state. They do not defend unnecessarily. A calm voice paired with concise language is devastatingly effective. Now let's discuss something few people mention: breath control. Not breathing exercises, awareness. Nervous men speak on empty lungs. Their voice tightens, pitch rises, sentences collapse. Calm men speak on full, relaxed breaths. Their voice carries weight because their body is not in survival mode. This is not about technique, it's about presence. Before you speak, be where you are. Feel your feet. Slow your breath. Then speak. You'll notice something immediately. People stop interrupting because interruption feels rude when authority is present. Now let's address relationships, briefly but honestly. Women respond to vocal presence before content. A calm, grounded voice signals safety, confidence, and leadership. Not dominance, stability. Men confuse volume with masculinity. Masculinity is restraint under pressure. When your voice stays steady during tension, you communicate that you can be trusted with emotion. That is deeply attractive. A man who raises his voice loses frame. A man who lowers his pace gains it. But this goes beyond attraction. In everyday life, work, family, friendships, your voice sets your position in the hierarchy. Speak calmly and people consult you. Speak reactively and people manage you. This is why emotional men get managed and calm men get deferred to. Now let's talk about identity. You must see yourself as a man whose words matter, not because others validate you, but because you choose them carefully. If everything you say feels urgent, nothing you say feels important. A man of authority is selective. He lets moments pass. He allows conversations to breathe. He speaks when there is something worth landing. And when he speaks, people feel it. Here is a practical reframe. Do not aim to sound confident. Aim to be unmoved. Unmoved men speak differently. Their voice does not chase outcomes. It does not beg reactions. It does not adjust mid-sentence. This is why calm voices carry conviction. They are not negotiating acceptance. They are offering presence, and presence is rare. Finally, let's make this actionable. For the next 7 days, practice one rule. Slow down your speech by 10%. Not dramatically, subtly. Allow silence after sentences. End statements downward, not upward. Speak only when breath is settled. You will feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is withdrawal from approval seeking. Sit with it, because on the other side of that discomfort is a voice that commands attention without effort, a voice that does not need to dominate, a voice that simply arrives and stays. If you found value here, like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with a man who needs to hear this. Calm power is learned, and once learned, it changes everything.